people still don't know what this book actually is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Radiant Black Podcast. I'm your host, Bash, and I'm joined by my friends and fellow co-hosts, Matt, Ali, and Charlie. How's everybody doing today?
What's up? It's going to be a quick intro because we've got so much to talk about. But yeah, pumped as always to talk Radiant Black and all the announcements at San Diego Comic-Con and Radiant Red. So yeah.
Tons of cool stuff to go over. And special issue 17. It's going to be great today. 16.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cannot wait, and let's just get this thing going.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to start out with a special shout out to Comic Book Keepers podcast, aka CBK Cast, and Popverse for the SDCC Radiant Black / Massiveverse coverage. Thanks to them, we were able to get all the information like live as it happened, basically. So that was awesome. And yeah, so we're going to start with the San Diego Comic-Con news. First things first is we got Reading Black number 16 news, but I guess, we're past that now since the issue came out, but we'll bring it up anyway. So 17, sorry. The issue takes place during 4 eras of Wendell's life. That's 18. It's 18. I don't know why I'm confusing this. Yes, issue 18 takes place during 4 eras of Wendell's life currently. It's a 304. And first of all, that's really awesome because during this point, we've already gotten the solicit pages, the preview pages for issue number 17, and we've seen that, as some have speculated, Radiant Yellow's powers work in a way where he kind of can see time, but not exactly, because, even when he shows up to work with Nathan there, he's not exactly aware 100% of what's happening. Like he has an idea, but he's just like, you know what I mean? He wasn't aware that it didn't happen yet for Nathan, that he didn't see the robot. So it's interesting that we're going to dive into more of Radiant Yellow's powers, because I know a lot of people have been talking about him, and he's a fan favorite. And of course, there's the whole Radiant Swole joke that people are making now after Daniele Bulo's iteration. I mean, I get it. Like he's pretty badass. It would have been delightful to see him carrying the protein powder in the cartridge, but unfortunately it's the sugar. But you never know what the future, or maybe actually he knows, but we don't. So
yeah, but what happens after 18? I think 24 is going to be the Kathy issue, right? Because like the pattern's broken, we have no more radiance. I think it's
has to be. It has to be.
No one else. Sure. What if we get to 001 origin? No, that's my call. It's going to be 001's origin right here. Is issue 24.
That's a great call.
Or 25.
I like that. I like that for sure. This one is very interesting for me. Like 3 different timelines across the book. That's just like Wendell to me. Like he seems kind of in the dark at sometimes, but a lot of the times for me, like he always seems like he knows a little more than he's letting on. So I think there's definitely going to be a lot of revelations next issue, and or these next 2 issues for sure. Like especially, and cannot wait.
That's what I was saying, and before we get ahead of ourselves, but like the fact that he shows up to Nathan, like in the preview for 17, like very aware of the situation and that he's supposed to use the Radiant, like does seem to tell us that he knows more than he's letting on. So it'll be interesting.
Timey-wimey stuff for sure, I bet. But yeah.
Yeah, and another announcement we got that was actually one of the biggest ones for the Massiveverse panel, and this was extremely exciting, we just got a typical Radiant Black style aesthetic, the Catalyst War announcement, which is a new story arc, and it just says soon under it. And I made the connection to the panel in Supermassive number 1, where that's the first time we see that iconic Soon panel from Soon Guy, as everyone's been calling him, or them. And I just think that's interesting. Maybe that's when we'll finally see that whole battle go down, because when we're looking at that panel in Supermassive, we do see like what looks like destruction on Earth. So perhaps that's when those beings we encounter for the first time in the cosmos after Radiant Pink's
issue 19 maybe. Do you think that's when it
Issue
might
19.
start?
No, they said it's not the next story arc. That's what they
okay.
said.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it might be 25 or
23,
whatever.
24.
Yeah, like that, something like
Fair enough.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna be a
25 will be like a a celebration
A
issue.
milestone
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, milestone
Yeah.
issue. So they'll probably have a few covers, and I'm hoping they'll
Can't
treat it
wait
as
for
a
that.
milestone issue. And these days, in this market, in today's comic book climate slash context, like that is a milestone. Look at fucking Strange Academy. They just ended on 18, even though people love that title, just to
Mhm.
relaunch with a bunch of store exclusives.
Rip.
Yeah, exactly. But Raining Black, I'm personally looking forward to 25. I know Firepower did the milestone covers for number 12 and celebrated with like 12 variants. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping Radiant Black does something special, something really cool. And yeah, I mean maybe the end of 25 will set up Catalyst War or something like that. Who knows? This is pure speculation, of course, but they did notify us that it wasn't the next story arc right after 18. So there's that.
Yeah, for sure. And even I was going back to the first time Pink and Marshall like actually teleported into that intergalactic war. Like them just like it actually looked like these like the robots were actually like in war like with other planets and stuff, obviously. So like who knows like how far and how deep this could go. Like it could stay off of Earth for a while and slowly like come towards it kind of thing.
It looked like they recognized the Radiants too, like Black and
Oh
Pink.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
there's definitely a little bit more to explore there, and I can't wait.
Yeah. So before we're just gonna say that there might be spoilers ahead for all Massiveverse titles. So if you're not caught up, at least to the last issue of every title, so
16
16, Rogue Sun 6 or 5, and Radiant Red at least 4. There might be some spoilers here, so make sure you at least caught up to those. Yeah. So moving on, we've got Rogue Sun number 8. Some really cool announcements here. So one of the first announcements with Rogue Sun number 8 is that we're going to be getting 2 new characters. One is called Ornit, who looks pretty damn cool, and another character called Hellbent. And I just want to say, as someone who's grown up a big fan of like Israel and the whole, just mythos with
Yep.
Saint Dumas and everything. I just love the whole Hellbent aesthetic. It looks like it's just pure Ezreal for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really loving the whole supernatural slash dark kind of theme in Rogue Sun, in contrast to Radiant Black, which has been more cosmic and at the same time grounded, because we've been dealing with a lot of human issues and human contexts. So yeah, what would you guys think of this reveal for Rogue Sun?
Looks cool. Rogue Sun's amazing. I mean, I read 5 earlier, and like, it's amazing. These character designs seem like they're in line with the caliber we've gotten so far. The Rogues Gallery has just been fantastic, and I can't wait to see the storyline. One of these ones are going to be in line with the Choose Your Own Adventure storyline, right? Did they say that? No. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
number
it's
7.
right?
That's
number
number 7.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We've been taking a lot of like big swings, and like a lot of stuff has happened in just the first volume. So I'm really excited to see what happens next. And those villain designs are badass, like everything else we've seen so far. So yeah.
This seems to be that orange trend, eh?
Yeah, for sure. I've always had a soft spot for just cool swords, so he's like my favorite looking villain probably so far, I would say. Which is saying a lot because we've had a lot of cool looking ones, but the Rogue Sun 7, this ornate guy, I'm really intrigued by him. It looks like he almost has like a Talon mask, like a red Talon mask almost. Or like Court of Owls mask, and he's got like a white streak over his head. So he's got a very weird design. So I have no idea what he's about.
I mean, so far, Rogue Sun has not disappointed with its character designs, villains, and heroes. So I don't think it's gonna go anywhere but up with Hellbent and Ornate.
I mean, if you like Capri Sun orange juice, you're gonna love Rogue Sun because they've got you covered with the orange.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just kidding. I love the everything. I echo everything you guys said. But one thing I actually, maybe there may be a parallel here, or there might be something to connect. Is we saw Suave do that like that.
I was just thinking about that too. We
Yeah,
have not heard
yeah.
anything from that
He
since
did that. He ate that
spider.
spider or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
Casual.
he's working with some of these characters like Ornate or some of the other ones. I know that much. I mean, I think that much at least. But that would be really cool because I hope we've not seen the last of Swab. He was a really cool villain. But yeah, Rogue Sun just looking really good. The cover for number 7, they gorgeous. There's so many Rogue Suns on the cover. I have no idea what that's about. Maybe it's like the Wakanda situation where when you
Yeah.
go to the spirit realm, you could talk to the other Black Panthers, or maybe he just has a new power. I don't know. That'd be really cool. I love the cover.
I can
Choose-
speculate based on 6 what it could be.
yeah,
but-
Choose Your Own Adventures cover is that's a lot of people are gonna want that one. It's gonna be hard to find.
It's really good.
And number 8, they revealed the cover for Rogue Sun number 8, of course. That looks gorgeous as well. So very exciting stuff. And yeah, looking forward to more Rogue Sun always. And the orange motif continues with number 8. I just want to say that the variant Francesco Mana cover B, and I'm pretty sure that the Igor Monti colors just looks
Oh
like
yeah,
Igor Monti.
you can just tell it just
Yeah.
pops every
And it looks like Supermassive. It looks like that.
Yeah.
that's-
Oh yeah,
that-
literally.
They took a
Yeah.
clip of that Supermassive cover and they just like made that cover. And I'm not
Yeah.
complaining because it's gorgeous.
No.
Like,
I'm definitely gonna be getting.
poster material stuff right there. Yeah, definitely gonna be trying to get those variants right there. So yeah, those of you hunting every Rogue Sun cover, look out for those. And Brian Parrott actually messaged us not too long ago saying, let's get together and chat again after the conclusion of the first arc. So I guess there's that to look forward to because I can't wait.
Yeah, it's one of my most anticipated interviews because I've been loving it. And issue 6 was a banger. So to be able to talk to the guy that orchestrated it, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't just show Rogue Sun 8, they showed Rogue Sun number 9 as well. We got cover A by Luana Vecchio, and we got cover B by Joe Mingyo.
I love cover B. Just
Yeah.
real quick. Cover B is
That
awesome.
ratio is going to be hard to find. Man, I'm telling you guys,
so
these Rogue Sun ratios are getting rarer and rarer. Like Rogue Sun, the number 6, 125, Igor Monti was pretty tough to find. I mean, it's not impossible, but there's not a lot of stores out there ordering like 25 copies of Rogue Sun. So if you want them, make sure you pre-order with your stores. Let them know. Yeah, I think that's it. But one last thing to add to the list of announcements for Rogue Sun was that they said that Rogue Sun was actually going to be making, and this might be a slight spoiler for Rogue Sun number 6, so skip the next 20 seconds if you don't want to hear it. But Rogue Sun is actually going to be making more of his own decisions. And I guess if you've read number 6. That kind of makes sense, given what happened.
Yeah, he's screwed. Like, just so you know, if you read 6, he's screwed. He's in trouble. But yeah,
Sure.
I'm excited. It's really exciting for the next arc. But yeah, he definitely choose your own adventure, and that's why I think he's going to be going to some spirit realm looking for his dad. That's what I think.
Yeah,
That's the Black Panther cover.
I mean, yeah, when you look at that cover B for number 9, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's awesome. And yeah, that was one of the things I was hoping would happen anyway. So I can't wait to see how Dylan may. We've already seen him kind of make his own decisions in the most recent issue where he tries to get into a fight with those bullies and he does.
Yeah.
He tells the guys like, "Oh, I'm not trying to defend you," but
He was almost gonna be a nice guy, but he had to ruin it at the end.
You have like the little dash of Flash Thompson at the end right there. But yeah, moving on. We've got also some reveals for Inferno Girl Red. So they showed some artwork for Inferno Girl Red, some interiors, and
These are incredible.
truly, like Erica Turso and Igor Monti are doing crazy things on this book. Like I can't even wait. I still can't believe I didn't make any time to back this book. Like, it's one of my biggest regrets in Massiveverse so far. So bummer. But we did also see I'm assuming it's like the first Inferno Glow Red in the trailer and in the revealed pages, and the design is incredible. Like the art is next level. Like insane artwork. I really can't.
It's looking
stress it enough.
gorgeous. It's looking really, really good.
It really is, and that city, like you have like the actual I don't even know what it
Apex,
is. It's literally like a floating city. Yeah, the Apex, like that thing. Like this book potentially has like they all look amazing, but this one especially just looks like gorgeous. Cannot wait for this one.
For sure. So yeah, there's that to look forward to. Inferno Go Red backers. I'm pretty sure you guys got something cool in your in your news or something, your updates. So look forward to that. Dead Lucky, we got more, more of the same information for the, we read the issue one thanks to Melissa Flores for a preview copy. So yeah, we're not gonna say much. All we're gonna say is there's some lot. Dead Lucky's amazing, and if you haven't, if you haven't pre-ordered that, you should go to your comic book shop and let them know because it's too late to pre-order it, but you might still have a chance to get a copy. Anyway, so we got the cover reveal for Dead Lucky #4, and it's just beautiful covers. We got cover A by French Carlo Magno, and we got cover B by Luana Vecchio. Cover B is really beautiful. Love the blues and how it fades a little bit into the
Yeah.
top. Yeah, I love the face reveal and everything. So those of you who haven't seen how she looks, you get to see her there the first time. Half Latina, half Asian, Bibiana.
Very Power Rangery in that with the suit, the coloration, like the white and the pink or whatever, looks a lot. Obviously this is all heavily Power Rangers inspired, but it's really cool to see them be able to do stuff that you might not be able to tackle with the Power Rangers license and do like super super gritty stuff. Not that I've read a ton of Power Rangers, but I mean this you can do anything you want. So a lot of to talk about super personal stories like we heard from Melissa.
For sure. So another thing to look forward to is that they showed some interior pages from Dead Lucky #2. So like any of the socials we mentioned earlier, like CBK Cast or Popverse, if you want to see them, go to their social media handles, and they have some cool photos of the interior pages. So yeah, I really can't wait for everybody to read Dead Lucky #1. I was really excited for everyone just to see that world and everything Melissa, French, Mattia, and everyone else built, and Becca had built on that book. And one last tease for, actually, I'm not gonna say this one's for later. So yeah, Dead Lucky, that's everything to look forward to that. And I don't know if we've mentioned this already. We have. We're actually doing a giveaway for Dead Lucky #1. We're actually giving 3 copies away. So because we love everybody so much, we're doing 3 copy giveaway. Anybody can enter. One is only Discord, so Discord only giveaway because we love everybody on the Discord and want to show them how much they mean to us. And we're also doing just 2 copies for Twitter and everybody else who follows us on social media. We're going to tweet about it soon, so all you have to do is just follow the instructions there. If you're on the Discord, it's in the Radiant giveaway section. Just check it out and you'll see. We'll announce the giveaway soon. And
Yeah, and if you're just a Twitter listener, you can get 50% more chances by just asking us or checking out the Discord link, which we'll probably tweet out there, and it's easy to find. Anyone that follows us basically is part of the Discord, more or less, so you can get even more chances in the Discord.
yep. So yeah, and then there's the next reveal was something we were expecting, but it didn't not change how excited we were for it. So when we spoke last, us guys, you guys asked me what I thought was going to happen at SDCC, and I said I think they're going to announce a Radiant Pink mini series, and that's what happened. So we got the Radiant Pink mini series that even Math Collection, supposedly broke the news earlier this year, but it was unsubstantiated, unconfirmed until now. So we got Megan Camarena doing writing with Melissa Flores and artwork by the amazing Emma Kubert. So that's amazing because it's the same team we got earlier working on Radiant Pink, and I love that because we really enjoyed the issue with the Radiant Pink, the solo issue. So I'm looking forward to more of this. Are you guys excited for this?
Issue 12 was
Yeah.
sweet.
2022 as well. So it's like very soon.
Yeah. I actually did. I didn't even see that, but yeah, no, that's exciting for sure, and I'm excited for Melissa too. She was killing it over there. Obviously, new writer on Power Rangers as well. So congratulations all the way around. I'm excited for her involvement on that book too, and just to see what they can bring to this character because yeah, she was awesome.
Actually, they've already brought something to this character because, to the dismay of Matt, they've added a new significant other, or maybe just friend. I don't know, a new character to. It says new
Kelly?
girlfriend, Kelly,
Yeah.
and she looks
She's
awesome.
moved on.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
showed some designs for Kelly, and yeah, so
Yeah,
all
she
you
looks awesome.
pinkies, all you pinkies out there, get hyped because this looks amazing. Yeah. So the biggest announcement, and saving the best for last, was Supermassive. No, I'm just kidding. It's Supermassive 2. We got the announcement, and boy, I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I really wasn't expecting Supermassive 2. So that was huge. That just like everybody was freaking out when they announced that. And another announcement that was confirmed kinda, is that Dead Lucky is actually going to be in Supermassive 2. So yeah, everybody look forward to that. That's hype. And I just want to say, and this is pure speculation, but and this is not just for Supermassive, but just generally speaking, looking back at the Radiant Black number 15 variant by Diego Sanchez, the master pixel artist, you see all those characters in the books so far. Every single character that's shown up is going to be in the Massiveverse. So we've seen Radiant Black, we've seen Rogue Sun, we've seen Blaze, we've seen Radiant Red, we've seen Radiant Pink, we've seen Invernagle Red in her own book and in Supermassive, we've seen Radiant Yellow, we've seen Shift. If that is Mecha, we've seen Mecha. If not, then we haven't. We've seen Dead Lucky because she's going to be in her own book, and we've seen and in the preview of Supermassive in the back, and we've seen 001 obviously, but we haven't seen Radia. So does that mean we're gonna get Radia
Is
at
that who
some
the
point?
blonde is? The blonde.
I'm assuming that's who it is because it looks just like Radia. So yeah, it looks like Radia. It's just like Radia. So I'm
That's a
assuming
good bet. That's a good guess.
Yeah. So
Like
do you
that,
guys
yeah.
think we'll see Radia in the future? Because we've seen everybody else in that cover. Assuming that's Mecha, and if not, maybe like we'll see
It
that
looks
character.
it looks a little different. It looks like they're wearing a hood, the mecha, the one that looks like mecha. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. If it is, that's there's two characters yet to be revealed, but definitely exciting stuff right here.
Do you just mean eventually or like in the Supermassive?
No, I
too?
just mean eventually, like throughout.
Oh
the-
yeah. Well, yeah. I think she's definitely probably the
I
next
think it's
step, or-
inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Inevitable is a big word.
On that cover, I'm gonna say I if I were a betting man, I'd put my money on it.
All right. Well, yeah, that's something to look forward to. Just wanted to point that out. If that is in fact Radia, and we've seen cameos of the other Cal people, whether it's in them watching TV and seeing them in the movies, or whether it's the action figures during practice, or actually Blaze just showing up doing the freaking animation. So,
Yeah.
if in fact Radia shows up, that would be amazing because Radia was my favorite character of Cal, and I'm really hoping she makes an appearance. She's just so badass. But yeah. Let's move on. Supermassive 2, Dead Lucky confirmed. Someone asked Melissa, and she just tweeted back, the Dead Lucky, the emojis. So, I'd say that's a pretty solid confirmation if I was a betting man.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go.
And we heard from her. She said she would be super down, and she was super
Oh
excited.
yeah, we asked her.
if it was a possibility.
Dude, she was playing coy with us. We asked her if
She-
it was
I-
gonna be
she
a trailer.
must have known
We
at that
asked her if
point,
she was
yeah.
gonna be a trailer. She was really good at playing like she didn't know any
Oh,
better
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
she was really good at that because we asked her if she had a trailer for Dead Lucky and she was like, oh, I hope so. I'm just like, okay, like what does that mean? What does that
I'd like
mean?
to.
Yeah, but the trailer, as you've seen, was amazing. So yeah,
Yep.
the hype for Dead Lucky. Check out the giveaway. Supermassive 2, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's get those emails in, those messages. Let's discuss Supermassive 2. It's so exciting. I can't wait. What are they gonna do?
One part of the news, this isn't really Comic-Con related, but Radiant Red, Michael confirmed in the Discord that issue 6 of Radiant Black will be included in the first volume, or the volume of Radiant Red if it doesn't continue beyond this point. So yeah,
Yep.
I think that's really cool that that includes that. I think that's a crucial issue, and it's great that it's included.
100%. Very glad for that. It would have been
Absolutely.
frustrating as a reader not to have that issue included. So yeah, I think that wraps the SDCC announcements. There's a lot to unpack there, a lot to take in, a lot to speculate over, a lot to discuss. So everyone enjoy those. Thanks again to CBK Cast and to Popverse for all the coverage. So yeah, Radiant Black 18 also is the origin of Wendell, in case most people know this. So there's also that to look forward to. Now that we've done with all the announcements, we're gonna go into issue number 16, which was amazing because we get the return of the Radiant Robes. Before we do that, though, we want to give a special shout out to some of the Discord users who've been, just with us for a while now, from just always on Discord chatting, part of the podcast. So thanks everyone. We're going with Owen, Tritachyon, Dave Downsky, Radiant Ben, Joe Loves Comics, Theta, Greg, Jordan Kramer, Plasmarks, Centavo, Ray Drago 5, Watered Down Guts, Mike, Septic Knave, Riley Man, and Godzilla. Thanks, guys, for just being part of the podcast, being awesome members, and yeah, hope you guys good luck with the giveaway. Hope you to participate in that. Anyway, let's start with issue number 16. So yeah, Radiant Black number 16. I think the cover says it all. We're getting a pretty awesome issue here because it's the return of the Radiant Rogues. Like holy shit, everybody looks so menacing. What are we? Oh, and I just want to say that in this issue, it's actually co-written by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark. We also have a colorist change with colors by amazing colors actually by Triana Farrell, and we've got the amazing cover D charity variant by Vlad Legostayev. So I just want to say, and I guess this is as good a time as any because I'm getting sick of hearing myself talk, but I should announce this, and then you guys take a look. So we're actually doing another Radiant Black trivia night soon, but there's actually 2 trivia nights. So the first trivia night is going to be just us guys participating, and it's going to be a slightly different form of trivia, slightly, where it's going to be me hosting, and the guys are going to be competing. I'm going to have some questions. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be live, and then we're going to put it up on YouTube. We're going to do a giveaway for anyone who shows up. So we're going to give away a book that day. And then on the actual trivia night, where we're going to do another trivia night, and this one's going to be community based, like last time, like the last one we did. We're going to invite people. We're going to host it, us Radiant Black Pod. We're going to invite people to play, and whoever wins is going to win Cal number 1, Radiant Black Image First reprint number 1, and they're going to win the Radiant Black number 16 Vlad Legostayev variant. So you're going to win all 3 of those books. And maybe there's something else. No, I'm just kidding. There's something else. You're going to win the Radiant Black, and this is the special prize. So all those are awesome, in my opinion, but this is the big one. You're going to win the Radiant Black first ever poster that was promo poster only given to comic book stores. It's the one that's the Ferrigato cover for number 1, but it has like texts, on it, like blurbs for the book, promoting it and stuff. So that's the big prize. You win all of that.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to study even harder now.
No, but that's for the community. You guys don't get shit.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you don't want to study.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you guys get to brag, I guess. So yours will be harder. I mean, no, they'll both be pretty hard. Ours will be a little bit longer though. The other one will have bigger higher weighted questions.
I mean, Owen did great last year. We gotta live up to his standards.
Yeah. Owen set
I don't know if that'll be possible, but we'll try.
No, we're gonna give it a shot. Owen's a little Radiant prodigy for sure. But yeah, so I just want to say I think it's really funny because we got the announcement today that I recently tweeted about this too. So if you're not following us on Twitter, follow us at Radiant Black Pod because we talk all things Massiveverse. But I joked, but for real, that because Kyle's been doing all kinds of crazy shit. And he talked about in a recent interview about like taking bigger swings in comics and things like that. And then he was telling us in the Discord that everyone that the Massiveverse creative team Lockport thing, the gathering, it's gonna be really special. So I was thinking like, what are they gonna do? And then I'm like, you know what? Kyle's working to make existence real. And today we get this press release from Image Comics saying Massiveverse creative team hosts massive mixer party in Lockport on Thursday for fans ahead of Friday's C2E2 panel. And it says fans who attend will enter existence with unique narrative experiences that shine new light on the Radiance. Visit the real world or real world locations portrayed in the pages of Radiant Black, including Embers and the Roxy Theater in downtown Lockport, and partake in unique photo opportunities and surprise giveaway items. God fucking damn.
Listen, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here.
FOMO right now, man.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. There's definitely gonna be some blacklight shenanigans going on.
Oh yeah.
No question.
Everyone's just FOMO'd out right now. Everyone's just like that. It's just like you're just like everyone's just like too bummed out to really like reply to this. It's unfortunate.
No, it's gonna be nice though. Whoever goes, please take pictures.
No. I'm so excited for everybody, and I'm sure
it's gonna be a nice
sharing the Discord. Yeah, I'm so happy. Circle Guy News is gonna be there. Half the fucking team that's making the book is gonna be there. Kyle Higgins, Eduardo Ferrigato, Ryan Parrott, Matt Broom, Melissa Flores, Joe Clark, Alex Siga, Lawrence Holmes, Michael Basudel, and Circle Guy News. Come on, guys, it doesn't get better than that. So
it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be
insane.
Going,
have a blast. have a beer on the podcast. No, not on the podcast. Have a beer, for us, and and in honor of Nathan, of course, because of what happened in that bar. We'll never forget.
For sure.
And
And,
Marshall for what's happening, later on in this issue. We're about to talk about spoilers, by the way. Jesus.
For sure. And so, have fun at that event. Make sure to check it out if you're in the area, and let us know how it is. So yeah, let's go. Let's finally move on to Radiant Black number 16.
Let's get into it.
Alrighty. So that first page, holy shit! Because first of all, it's a beautiful page, but that poor deer.
Did it
anyone else think of
implode?
Supermassive?
Like, how did this even happen? Oh my god, with the little cat at the end?
Just the deer. The deer, it opened with the deer, and
Oh,
it just
yeah.
reminded
yeah.
me.
Good
I
point,
don't
good
know.
point.
Not good.
Dude, that was brutal. Fucking Excel, it's a douche. The more I see him, the more I hate him. But like, I'm assuming he accelerated the particles and made the thing blow up. But yeah, you get this really funny moment, which actually reminds me a lot of Invincible, like the graveyard scene from the TV show, or just like several different moments in the actual comic book where you have these two characters, even like the security guard and his son at the beginning. So it's just like there's just funny moments shared between the two guards. Really cool way to showcase Shift's powers here, where he just does like a quick mini heist. And they just they take everything really fast. Pretty funny. Love the colors by Triana Farrell. Just gorgeous colors on every page. I think the second page where you see everybody teleport back to the base, with all the stuff, and you see just Sheer, and he's just like, "Yo, found it." His face looks so
That's-
like hauntingly ghastly
Yeah.
there.
He's such a douche. Shear's so amazing. And just like a couple speech bubbles, you hate him so much. He's like super Owen, like levels of heat.
They've done a great job from the writing and the art to make you despise this human being so much.
Dude, I've had people like message us and be like, "We have to do another round of the tier list and just make him F," and I'm just like, "God damn!" Like, that's
No,
so
it'll
deep.
happen. It'll happen. He's just obnoxious.
He's got the Sigma grind set. How can he be F tier? Come on. I just picture like
Yeah,
for
no,
research for this, Kyle's just got to scroll through Instagram and like search like hashtag motivation and like all those like, quotes. That's probably what he's doing.
He goes to Reddit crypto, yeah. Crypto.
Yeah, exactly. That's research.
No, I was telling I think I was telling Bash, I forget who I was telling, but I'm curious how they could do like that face like actually like in an animation or live action. Like I don't know if it would like just appear for emotion or if it's just like a super tinted mask over the
It's
face,
kind of
but
creepy, man.
It
It's like,
looks-
no, it's creepy
but
as hell.
funny.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a helmet in the sense like the Radiant Black helmets where like
Yeah.
it looks like it's spandex almost,
Yeah.
it looks similar but different material. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
And speaking of Owen earlier, so like he actually reminded me, and I noticed this before, but I never brought it up, and I'm glad Owen did. So thank you, Owen. He mentioned that from that one issue where we see Shear's Twitter profile where they show the NFT, that's actual real profile, so you can go to it on Twitter,
Oh my
and
god,
it has the funniest
Of course,
image
of course
just
it
like
does.
this monkey as Shear. It's like a Shear monkey NFT.
NFT, that's
It's his
amazing.
profile. Oh my! It's
Sleeping
actually so.
ape.
It's
Above and beyond
so
all the time
funny.
in this series.
Yeah, it's truly, and I just want to give credit to everyone. I feel like Basudo, like with his just like pure contempt of NFTs and the crypto bros and everything, came up with that piece of genius work. Ironically, at least I want to say so. I don't know if it's him or one of the artists, but whoever did that, kudos to you, good sir.
Yeah. Shear's been thrown to the wolves. Like I've never seen writers like you're gonna hate this guy and like creative team like you're gonna hate him, and they're right. I mean he's up there. But yeah, for
And
sure.
some people are upset. I know Theta took to it personally on the Discord, and he was just like, "No, I don't want Sheer to be a joke. I want him. There's so much potential there." And I'm like, "Come on, man. Let's have at least one villain where there's a joke. Look, there's a lot of
Flesh him out.
complexity there between
there's a
Anya
lot
and,
of serious people.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's Anya, you got your guy, haha, guy, and so you got all these other characters. Jaw seems to have like serious anger issues, like some I don't know, it's some he needs therapy for sure. But yeah, I'm enjoying the lightheartedness with Sheer. Of course, I mean I'm not saying I'm against any sort of serious development for the character or taking him in a different direction. I'm always welcome to those kinds of things, of course. But I'm for right now for what it is. I'm really enjoying the little old babies every now and then. So yeah.
I just want to say that the Shift, we got the last issue of the 4-part Shift series in the Image Anthology this week, and I've read it, and we're not really going to talk about it today, but it really does change the my perception of Guy and stuff like that. Of course, he's still sleazy and still a douche, but it really changed the way we see this dynamic of the
I think
6
that's
or
the
whatever.
book that for me that took him from an A tier to an S tier character. I think
Yeah, I'm really
that
interested.
particular issue
It
specifically.
makes him extra sleazy when you know the backstory based on the stuff he's been doing in Radiant Red and stuff like that, and it gives you more context for this right now. So it's not like super mandatory as of right now, but I assume they're going to expand on what we've learned. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't in the Image one shots issues 1 through 4 or at the anthology.
Yep, pay a ton of money to read one issue in a book. One mini
Not
issue.
even like
actually.
four pages.
No, this isn't criticism. I just
It's 8
with
pages.
Skybound
too,
X, at least I'm getting things I know I like for the most part. You know what I mean? Like I read
Yeah,
Skybound
yeah.
X 25 and I liked all the stories. I honestly can't say the same for Image. I of course loved the Shift stories. They were all really good, and I personally really appreciated Team Massiveverse, and I noticed this that they made almost different creative team for every Image Shift like mini issue. So that was awesome and nice to see different creators do their thing on those characters. Loved it. So I appreciate that, but wasn't a fan of having to buy the whole whatever. I honestly, if it was like one oversized issue, I would have just paid for that. But
That'd
I
be
understand
nice.
like the monthly release.
Would it be
whatever.
oversized? It would be 32. So yeah, a little oversized. But we got this. This issue was about 32 this week's.
Yeah. So yeah, we noticed here, last issue we speculated whether they would use this to blackmail someone. I thought that they would use the thing to blackmail, and they actually bring that up. He says, what are we going to do? Blackmail him? Half the country will elect him if we do that. And that's some social commentary right there. But yeah, so we see that no, they're not going to actually try to use the thing for blackmail. They're going to look at it for cold, hard data, baby, and that's what they end up doing. So. Yeah, that's actually a very smart plan. You could tell that, this is like that Elden Ring moment where, Shift's like gotten his ass kicked 3 times by the same boss and he's came back full decked out, full potions, and he's like, let's do this the proper way, and that's what he's doing here. He's trying not to make any more rookie mistakes, and they're going to the full coordinated tactical strike. So it's interesting to see he's got his like play hard, mask on.
He's got his full team now, all decked out, and the special trump card that we'll see later on too.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really smart issue. Like we'll get into it later, but it was really sciencey. Obviously, Kyle did his research, right? Enough to fool me, who's not the very
Can we
science.
just appreciate the colors though? Like look at how every page has different hues. We got page 1. I love that this issue has a lot of purples and pinks, like more than usual. But I love the greens when we're in the hideout, and then I love the distinction between the greens, and then that one beautiful page where where Sheer is looking at the computer screen and it's blue and it just looks so well done. And then we go back to the greens and the shades of the room, beautiful. And then we go to the other page, next page, we're back at the basketball court where Marshall and Nathan are watching the game, and it's completely different at the high school team, and it's completely different color panel. You know what I mean? We got completely different colors here, and it looks beautiful. So there's a lot of colors in this issue, and I love it.
Yeah, that page flip is like, it's almost like refreshing in a way. Like your eyes like are just looking at the same color for so long, and you just change up the atmosphere a little bit, and it's really it's really good. And you see Marshall at the game, and they're just not really having it. I don't really know if Nathan knows why they're at the game. Like it kind of just seems like
Marshall tells him he wants to see how much.
It's the most absurd reason.
I love it.
I need to know the JV stat line, so when that bench warmer walks past my house on Monday, I can hit him with how many minutes he didn't play.
It's not the real reason.
How do you think he pulled him to the game though? Like
I think he said let's go here, like there's something that I'm doing or something I'm a part of, or no, he probably said let's just go to the game.
Scouting.
It's still high school. It's a small town.
But then we do find out he's there for a reason later on.
Yeah, it's not the real reason, but he's putting it in his back pocket. He's gonna.
I just want to say, like Nathan's hung up on JJ still, which I find we thought that would be the case.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Sure, and you see Marshall's there for him. I love how he just on a flip of the dime, he just like calls and he's screaming at the refs that there's a foul. Like you love the facial expressions there. So yeah.
And also we have my favorite transition from one page to the other, where we have what, you have a better idea how to spend a Friday night? Cut to them just like getting
Jay
stoned.
and Silent Bobbin.
Yeah, and they have a
Yeah,
real
love it.
talk here. And marijuana is not portrayed as like a healthy thing necessarily in this. They use it when they're like bummed out and stuff like that, and it's abused. It's never seen as, it's portrayed in like a realistic way, just like drinking. Like
Yeah.
it's never like this should be a regular part of your life,
Yep,
which is good.
totally. And it's really cool because it's nice to see them both. They're kind of reminiscing, like, oh, we had so many plans, plans, man. But when we
Yeah.
see like, yeah, the very Jay and Silent Bob in it. But we see like friggin' Nathan, he's just hung up on the Radiant Black, and he's like, and you're Radiant Black, and it kind of goes from, it kind of sours the moment a little bit because suddenly there's the tension again between them, and that's where he just tells him, I'm gonna start talking about this, and he's like, oh my God. And that's where Marshall conveniently has an excuse up his sleeve because he's just like, look, like, Nathan he has a valid point. He's like, man, look, like all those guys that you put in jail, they broke out of prison. So don't you think they're going to want to come back and mess you up? And he's like, look, man, I sent him a message, and I understand Marshall, but he is getting way too cocky, way too ahead of himself. And
He's
I don't
playing
think
fast and loose for sure.
Yeah.
He's fucking around. He knows it. I love that line from Nathan of, I used to fly, I used to run, I used to fly, and now I'm limping around stuck in Lockport and JJ's in Santa Monica. So he lost his power, he lost his girl. Love's a pretty good replacement for losing your superpowers. You can kind of live on, and settle down, but he lost that for now, and he's really
But
hurting.
he's down with that.
It kind of sucks too, because it felt like Nathan was finally being like happy and productive with his writing again, and then boom, JJ leaves, and then more shit happens to his best friend later on too.
She's probably his muse, right? Because like he was getting really inspired, so like that helps. And when you're bummed out, you're gonna write depressing stuff, and it could be good stuff. Like you might later on find out it's good stuff, but right now he's just hurting.
He even did the whole thing, the fixing the script for the fan film, the other issue, pro bono. Like he was flying high, and now he's getting high.
Well, exactly. He's looking for that replacement. He's looking for that high, and it looks like we might find it if that's Nathan in the suit later on. So yeah.
For sure. So yeah, and we're back at the game, and this time we realize that Marshall is in the halftime show, so that's why he's back in the game. There's a funny joke moment between him and the teacher, and he just gives a whole moment to the youth. Yeah, sorry, he gives a whole speech to the youth. Tells them about how their targeted harassment, aka Twitter campaign, basically worked. And that's where we see, I love, by the way, the transition between the scenes showing like the tactical, and it's all like dark green. It's just super cool stuff. It reminds me of Siphon Filter for whatever reason, or like, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, just, their thing is black holes make waves in the space-time surrounding them sounding at specific ultra-low frequencies. So they're using Doppler to track Radiant Black's movement, and they're able to find him. And I love that, like, that movie moment. I think we recently saw it in the Batman, where there's that one scene where he sees the Riddler in the crowd of people and then he's gone, and like the same thing happens with Radiant Black here, where he just sees Sheer in the crowd of people for a second and then he's gone. And I love of course, the iconic eye expressions, and it's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I really like that too. It's nice, and it's also almost like an Invincible bit where you can basically reuse like the same panel and just like include like one guy, cut him out, boom. Not that it's like lazy because it looks like amazing and it's super detailed, but it's a nice touch.
For sure. And then I love the again the color from Triana Farrell, like we see through the perspective of the camera, and it's scanning the parameter to make sure they're doing recon before they go in, and I just like love that one panel. It's really cool. So yeah, you could see them getting ready to do the thing. Radiant Black is like, well, stay in school, kids, don't do drugs, and he's wondering where the ball went, and that suddenly there's an attack. There's a whole bunch of shit happening at the gym. Stuff's crashing. He manages to rescue some people, but we realize that their plan isn't really to fight him because they realize they can't really take him on. Of course, throughout this whole time, we're getting fucking banter from Riley and Drow over what they should name the group. And there's a lot of, there's funny references to Syndicate. There's funny references to other pop culture stuff. So I thought that was a cool little, background, just a funny joke that happening in the background throughout the issue. But what my favorite page from the entire issue, or one of them at least, is that page where we see them teleport for the first time with its Sheer, Jaw, XL, and Shift, and just that's such a beautiful page, man. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, that one does really look awesome. Just they give the right size panel for just to show those characters off, and they really look awesome. I did want to just quickly go back. One thing I love Radiant Black's just like slight powers, and one of my favorite panels was just him like spinning the basketball just like probably like 4 inches over his finger, and I can just picture that, like when it ever comes to any motion or any other sort of media, I could see them doing those little sort of gimmicks, and I just
Dude,
love
I was really hoping you would say there's going to be an Image Comics All-Star basketball game, and he was going to join Team
Oh,
Waylon, and then
Aaron.
there's going to like, when is that going to
Aaron.
happen? Image
I'm down for
Comics
that.
All-Star, let's get it.
Let's do
Waylon,
it.
Radiant Black. I'm pretty sure there's some characters, at least
Team
from
Spawn
Deadly
versus Team
Class.
Radiant Black.
Deadly Class
Yeah.
Bitterroot has to have a few characters that, you know, the one that I'm pretty sure can be part of it too. So let's go.
Either way, if Radiant Black stops being Radiant Black, he can still, have a job on the Harlem Globetrotters afterwards with those powers. You're pretty set, so that's good at least. But yeah, no, basketball is really nice to see it in the series. I saw basketball in Nighthawk, right? That's
Yeah.
the character, right?
Dark,
So Nighthawk, yeah.
Yeah.
Darkhawk,
Darkhawk,
there you go.
Darkhawk, right?
Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a really good.
Yeah,
scene.
it was
Nighthawk
really
is
great
actually a different Marvel character. But yeah.
Like,
Well, I didn't-
okay, you forgive me, but it was bad. It was badass. So we saw basketball there was a big element of the story with Connor, and I think that was really well done. And it's really nice to see basketball here be center stage, and Radiant Black, of course, would be balling uncontrollably with those powers. They sound super white.
Love
But
that
yeah.
one panel where they show Shift's powers, where like Radiant Black's flying at him. Excuse me, and you see through the perspective of the eyes of Radiant Black, and he kind of Shift teleports, and then he's just gone. That's such a cool, like it's disorienting moment. So we see that, they were prepared for this whole thing, and in Radiant Black, he's kind of getting got.
His like overconfidence is kind of part of his demise right here, because he's getting unraveled slowly as he tries. Like, he's going in, he thinks he already beat all these guys, he sent them a message, whatever, but he's going in one by one, and he just keeps falling for their traps and their schemes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think this is definitely a long-awaited kind of just wake up moment for him. Like, he's
'Cause-
just really got a teaching moment for him for sure.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but other than like the first fight with 001, he really hasn't gotten his ass handed to him, right?
Yeah, like he had like when Uncle Pete's exploded, like there was some
I mean,
Red whipped his
Radiant
ass a
Red
bit.
though, no?
Yeah, Red whipped his
Radiant
ass.
Red whooped his ass.
Oh, yeah,
He barely
yeah.
pulled out of that one. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like within an inch of your life, I think this is definitely number one on the Radiant Black
Like
ass
this-
kicking.
Mhm.
I know we make a lot of references to
Other than
Invincible,
Martin Nathan.
but
Yeah.
this and this issue reminded me a lot of the episode in the show, and I think it was Invincible
Machine
18 or
Head?
19 when he goes into
I've
Machine
got
Head's thing,
money.
and he just gets destroyed by 5 different villains. It reminded me a lot of that. Like, this is the
Do you
moment
get-
where he gets
yeah.
his ass beat.
Yeah, that's true. And
That made
and-
Mecha Battle Beast in this scenario, so I'm down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mecha is the battle beast of Radiant Black so far. At least based on that. Mecha isn't as well developed as Battle Beast yet, because Mecha's just a person in armor. And I think we got confirmation, and I feel like we all knew this on the pod. We all assumed it was going to be Riley taking over for obvious reasons. He's the
It
other
makes
person.
sense, yeah.
But yeah, Kyle
it makes-
confirmed it. Kyle confirmed it recently.
Hmm.
It is Riley in the armor. So yeah, so
yeah, for me it wasn't something that like I didn't see him first and I was like, okay, that's Riley. But when I heard it, I was like, okay, that's
no, I feel like we all knew. Like, I mean, at least me and Ali, we talked about it. Like, we knew. So
for me it wasn't something that like I didn't see him first and I was like, okay, that's Riley. But when I heard it, I was like, okay, that's
I feel like we all knew. Like, I mean, at least me and Ali, we talked about it. Like, we knew like this is gonna be like right? Like, this is like the only logical thing.
Because
Yeah.
he's like the tech guy. He's the tech
Yeah,
guy.
plus
He made all their
Jay's
gear, yeah.
side, right? In Supermassive.
In
so I'm
Supermassive,
assuming
yeah.
it's kind of triggered.
he definitely has the
Yeah.
motivations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He has a personal vendetta against him.
Yeah.
We'll see him like
So-
get out of the suit next issue or something like that. It'll be said explicitly, but it wasn't like it wasn't said. It was inferred in this issue. But you can figure it out.
One of
To
the
me-
things Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's really cool that the mecha is, or they think that it's specifically designed to fight or
That's
contain.
for later. That's
Okay,
related.
okay.
Yeah, that's related. But no, I just want to say, because we're still on the Doppler part, we just got there, where he's going down the stairs to Doppler, and they're tracking him with the camera, that dreaded fucking camera. And I was just gonna say, like, I've been looking forward to every encounter between Radiant Black and Doppler, because I always feel like she's gonna have to have some sort of trick up to her sleeve, because
Mhm.
every time she fights, it's so cool. Like the effects of the fighting and everything, and the way that they use the sound effects to convey the fights are incredible. So I love this. I love this.
This is
The whole
kryptonite. The
the whole
sound thing.
atomic science, yeah, inner ear biocrystals called autochronon tell us
Yeah.
which way gravity pulls us down. So they use this triangle, this like special triangle to. And this is such a beautiful page to disorient Radiant Black, and it works really well. I love the pink coming out of his chest. Like I thought that was such a weird. I mean, that's such a cool color choice to convey that effect. But right after he gets hit with the thing that disrupts his gravity, his sense of gravity, I love how they switched the speech bubbles to the sides, and they like inverted them, and they inverted like the entire
We were disoriented
layout.
along with Marshall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This was
Oh,
an
yeah.
awesome.
If you look too on the third panel on that page, he's actually standing on the wall, thinking it's the ground. Like if you really
Yeah.
look at it, you'll see the windows and the light kind of above him.
Even the sounds are sideways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's really well done.
Beautiful
Yeah,
stuff.
the ease really made that too.
I love the little indents in the wall too from the triangle sound. Like it was that strong that it literally left marks on the concrete wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good observation.
I did seeing Shiv saying how can he control it, like the sounds. Just seeing all their powers like interact so much is just like kind of makes me believe. Hopefully at one point maybe they can team up, or maybe they'll need their help for the Cataclysm War or something like.
That's a good call. Really good call. I can see that totally coming. Yeah, and with Shift, like we know he's not an idiot. Like he's a jackass, but he's not an idiot.
Yeah,
With like
they
what we've seen
power
him
each
pull up a
other.
red.
Yeah, motivation's right. I think they would definitely join the side of the Radiants.
Yeah.
Good call.
I think like in the next page, like right after he recovers from the disruption to his sense of gravity, I don't know why, but just seeing XL like run away on a unicycle made me hate him even more. Like that's so douchey.
That was hilarious,
Yeah,
though.
It's
That
so
was
douchey.
hilarious.
Like just the way it's laid out. Like he looks like such a douche there. Like oh my god, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just want to get him there. But yeah, I thought that was really
Yeah.
funny. I love we know all about this. This is not a new comic thing, but I like seeing the speech bubbles the speech boxes for the characters where it's like Shift is green, Doppler has their symbol. That's also cool stuff.
The layout's really good. It's not just by color. The symbol, we already know it's Doppler. That's how well these characters are established. That we just need a symbol, and we know. It's just great.
Yeah. And Kyle is getting really good at these page reveals, because once you turn that page and you see Mecha for the first time in all his glory, man, that's just badass. And like, dude, I don't understand why. Like, I want to echo the sentiment of everyone else saying like, why is Marshall so like foolishly cocky or arrogant? He's just fly. Like, what kind of dumbass just flies into this big robot? It looks like
Dude,
gonna
he
whoop your
flew into
ass.
hell and back. He went to existence. No one's ever done that and came back and saved
Yeah.
his friend. So he would be a little cocky.
Yeah.
I
I think for him, like the only thing that has taken him down is a Radiant, like one of his own. So he doesn't think anything can really.
I think
He thinks-
Nathan would have been smarter about this. He would have been like, "This is alien technology. This is awful
Really?
stuff." You know what I mean? This dude just like, whoo.
He
Like,
thinks they're all
Oh, yeah.
chumps, man. Like he's beaten them multiple times already. He's fought them multiple times already. He's like made an example of them. He thinks they're all chumps. He could just go in and like kick
He's
their ass real quick. But
punch
he's
first, think
probably
later.
triggered.
exactly. Punch first, think later. I like that.
Yeah, he's probably triggered because he thought he sent them a message, and to see them all back so soon is probably, especially Anya.
And
He's
it
probably
also proves Nathan right. Remember when they were smoking, he having that conversation, he told him, they just broke out of prison, like you should be more careful, think about it. And then when they first showed up, he's like, "Damn it, Nathan."
They fucked up Pizza Pete's. Don't forget. Never forget
Yes.
what they did to Pizza
Don't
Pete's.
forget.
3 locations. That could kill a franchise, and that's a big
That's
deal. But no.
unforgivable.
If my favorite pizza place got burned down, I'd be really pissed off. I'm not
For
kidding. So yeah.
sure. I love this just like first of all the page where he grabs him by the leg and just smashes him. That reminded me of the scene in the Avengers.
Avengers, yeah, Loki. And all.
Loki just gets grabbed and just
Yeah.
tossed.
He looks
there.
like a destroyer. Thinking of Loki, he looks like it reminds me of a destroyer.
Dude, I love this page. This is like
It's an awesome design. Yeah.
amazing page. Like where he just
I
smashes
didn't
into
think
the
he was
ground.
going to be this big. Like we've seen the designs for him, but just seeing the scale of him, he's.
You know what this reminds me of? It's what Ali said. It reminds me of that scene in the Invincible show specifically where Battle Beast, where it goes slow mo and he like raises his
Yeah.
mace into
Yeah.
the air and
Yes.
whacks
Licks
the
the
blood
blood.
out of Mark. Yeah, it reminds me like so much of that. Just like Mecha's moment to shine, and goddamn,
I
And, like,
I love
actually-
there's a little detail too in the same page where he slams him on the ground. You could see the Marshall puts like the radiant energy around Mecha to kind of try to control him or push him or whatever. But Mecha just the next panel he just breaks out of
Shatters
it. You
off
can
of
see the energy shattered off of him exactly. He just grabs him and
Okay.
slams him on the ground. That's pretty cool. And
One
then
thing-
it proves that he has Mecha especially has some resistance to the radiant powers.
That's a good point. One thing I wanted to mention is I don't know if this is going to carry any weight or not, but if you look at like the way that the body looks and like the layout, the physiology of this robot, that could be what the alien species that made the tech looks like. They could have made it after themselves or something like that. If
Yeah,
not,
good
I think
point.
it's kind of cool just to look. Yeah, I just think the physiology is interesting. How they have like the strong arms and stuff like that look like they could like wallop the shit out of you and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. And we'll probably see like I imagine a legion of these in the Catalyst War, right? I think we can probably bookmark at least like seeing like 5 or 10 of these again.
Yeah, that's a good call. Why not, right? Why not? They
Yeah.
do some damage for sure.
They seem effective by what we see in the following pages. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're totally onto something for sure. Yeah, so moving on. Just that was one of the most glorious pages. I love the perspective, like where Mecha's looking down on Radiant Black and he just like smashed into that hole. And this is kind of deja vu, no? Like this is literally, first of all, where Marshall was in issue 5 or issue 4/5, one of those, I'm not 100% sure where. I think it's 5 where he gets his ass whooped by Radiant. No, sorry. Yeah, it's 5 where he goes to Radiant Red and he fights her in the ice and she kind of punches his ass down and then he impulsively reacts to save himself. So, and then this is also kind of similar position to where we've seen Nathan after he got the building crushed on him, right? Like it's always just a bunch of radiance shattered into the freaking ground.
It reminds me of that Spider-Man run with the Green Bastard or whatever with the shotgun and stuff, and when he's fighting Green Goblin and like the sewer underneath, and like Peter gets his ass kicked for like the 8 billionth time. Like that's the most recent Spider-Man run that I've read, and it has that kind of imagery that you see. Seeing our hero get their ass kicked, you really do sympathize. And also after this ass kicking, Marshall's probably. I mean, I assume he might still be as cocky, but he's going to be wounded. I assume near death, and then who knows we'll speculate later what the status of the Radiant's going to be after this.
I mean, the goddamn helmet is broken. Like if that doesn't break your heart, I don't know what will.
True. Lots of emotion in that one eye. You gotta love it when that happens in the superheroes, and they're you saw similar stuff in Obi-Wan, right? It's kind of cool to see.
Yep, gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that this next page you can lead into it, but this next page I love the dynamic like full page of this thing.
With Shift talking to Marshall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. Like he's down, just on his luck, and Marshall still has his little bit of ego, but he's hanging in there. I think for sure he's gonna walk out of this.
Yeah, Sony's got that connection to Shift, right? So she said, "Hey, let's not kill him," and whatever. And so he's giving them this special deal.
Yeah,
It's not only a gorgeous, like well-illustrated page, but it's actually it's the closest we've seen Shift like personality and everything. Like the most we've seen about his ideology, what he's personally like, what he thinks. Like we get some ideas of how he sees the world, for example, because as we see, he's kind of a blank slate. You know what I mean? There's a lot that he even doesn't know about himself. So it's interesting to see.
The name Shift, right? Like you have to shift between these perspectives to survive in this world. He does heists. Like what was he doing before this tech, right? Like he can fully kind of like embrace his personality. Everyone's kind of powers are an extension of themselves, right? So this guy can kind of shift in these modes where he can be sincere, but also he's had to be this douchebag to survive and get in and out with these heists, as we've seen him be a major douche in Radiant Red and Shift.
Yeah. And we see that, Marshall's not going to be a sellout. He doesn't want to be a sellout. So he refuses this offer that Shift gives him. And that's where we see the Shift's true personality. And I don't think, us readers are very surprised by this. Maybe some people will be, but he he lied to Anya. He was never gonna, he didn't really give a shit about keeping Radiant Black alive. He just wants to get the Radiant. So he tells Mecha to kill Marshall, and Mecha does this freaking amazing full page smash where he smashes him through entire, like, just an entire story of the building into the pool in the next floor. For Marshall's just like, he gets teleported, or he's, next thing we know, I guess he's not teleported. Next thing we know, he's in existence talking to the robot, and the robot's telling him, "Do not despair, you are dying." And Marshall's like, "I'm
You
not
good,
gonna lie,
bud?
I'm
You want to
despairing."
throw in the towel? Fuck.
So that's the moment I saw the robot say "Do not despair," I knew what was going to happen next. But we saw Mecha standing over his body. But there's always the brainwave. In this case, it's the breathing. He's still breathing. Tough kid. He's still breathing. That's the brain activity. The Nathan, this is the Marshall. He's still breathing. So the robot tells him it's understandable to be afraid, but logical. You are part of existence, but not alone. And then that's where it says commencing extraction. And Mecha's about to just beat his ass to a pulp and just finish the job. That's when someone shows up. He says, "Color me impressed. This had to take a lot to coordinate. Unfortunately, I've got some bad news for you. There's been a slight change of plans, and we see Radiant Black return in all his glory." And we're assuming, and actually we know now, it's Nathan who's Radiant Black, and we know this for a fact. Yep. So Marshall's on the floor. He's passed out, beat to shit, and we've got the 4 rogues floating, and I think Mecha just got beat down into the pool because he just didn't want to be dealt with. So, what an ending.
Back in black for Nathan.
Right? And if that
Honestly,
wasn't enough for you, we've got a Marshall School of Business by Melissa Flores, Katie Sawatsky, and Becky Carey. So, there you go. Cherry on top.
This was a big shift, in the dynamic of things. If that's Nathan, like I has to be Nathan, right? Like I could really go deep down and get the Charlie board out and try to connect dots and say that maybe it's 001 who's learned English or whatever while his time in existence and he's taking on the role. But yeah, it's definitely Nathan. I think that's really cool. We foreshadowed that there might be a battle for the control of the Radiant or Nathan getting it again, and here we go. This is going to be a big deal. And I don't know. I wonder if they can split a Radiant. Probably not, but imagine if they did after this Catalyst War. They found a way to split
curious
it.
about that. Like if they can simultaneously do something, or there's only one physical Radiant or whatever. But yeah, then it's pretty interesting.
Come on, man. I'm disappointed. You don't think it's Kathy?
I'm trying to keep my foot off the gas. I don't want us to get any more negative reviews. We got roasted that one guy that no. I think that I've done my part in spreading the word of Kathy. Catholicism lives and dies with. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not doing the Kathy stuff. She's always there, right? She's omnipresent. I think she's like perpetual. We're gonna have to wait for 80 years of Radiant Black to really get into that with writers like Snyder and Tinian and everyone putting their hands together for that. So, anyways, that's my Kathy bit. I'm sorry. I doubled down for 2 minutes when I said this topic. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Love it.
No, but I think this is definitely a huge issue with great importance. I think in the narrative, and we'll see it later on. And let me tell you, there hasn't been a single Radiant Black issue since I think number 5, because after that was the Radiant Red issue. This is the most I've wanted to just time travel a month ahead just to see the next issue. I cannot wait.
Yeah, same. I'm very excited for the next issue of Radiant Black and just seeing the preview pages. And yeah, like we said earlier, first of all, the fact that the armor is meant to carry and transport radiance. And that's what they suspect, or at least they say it very confidently, oh yeah, this mech armor, we found it was meant to carry and transport radiance. So it feels like even Shift and them know more about the radiance than they're letting on. So it's interesting in the sense that they have they even know that this is the device used to transport radiance, which is not something they've been really checking up on all the alien technology that they've had in their possession.
I wonder how far they traveled in that portal to see the soldier, all the robotic armies and stuff fighting like all those issues ago. Like that could be like in like sectors of space away that we've never traveled, where radiants are more popular, and maybe these radiants, went like super far away to get our guys, and that's why there's been no
So you're
radiant
saying
activity.
there's a chance we'll see Tech Jack, and I'm just kidding.
I'm done doing that until who knows. But maybe
Yeah.
Ice Cream Man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's really cool. And obviously this was a dynamic issue. Like this is this Mecha's debut? Have we seen the bot before this issue?
We've seen him in issue 9 very briefly, where he says, "Not gonna lie, but I think your armor's dope," or something like that, as he's beating him up. So that's
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he's like beating the shit out of like everybody, and we get
Yeah.
like it's
Yep.
like almost like a trailer for the ride.
It's
like,
the same.
yeah.
It's the same with Shift. Remember, we see him for like a second, and he's like Shift, more like downshift.
Doppler too, right? Doppler was in the issue as well.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
Doppler. But Doppler was in it more than all the other people.
Yeah.
She was pretty in it. Yeah.
But yeah, pound for pound, this is I think the strongest week of the Massiveverse, because I mean every issue was great of Shift. Radiant Red was, I mean, well, I'm not to spoil my opinion, but I think it was the strongest issue, and I think that's a pretty common one. And Radiant Black continued to kick ass. This isn't the best issue of Radiant Black, but I mean consistently the series is just like amazing. I think on average, I think this is one of the strongest series like in comics right now, and Rogue Sun. So like this I think if it gets better than this, I mean I don't know, this is like a landmark week for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's been a great week all around. I've really loved the all the issues. Rogue Sun was insanely good. I've heard so much buzz about it. Some people are saying, I've even seen some people are saying that it's the best indie, one of the best indies out there, like just indie comics. And I was just like, damn, that's some high praise, and I love that. I'd love to see that. So you love to see it. So yeah, Radiant Red. Let's get into that next. We're
Wait,
actually gonna
one sec.
start-
I got a question before we go. Who would you rather have holding the Radiant if you can pick one, Nathan or Marshall?
Ooh, that's tough.
I think I've come to like Marshall. I think the backstory behind him with his dad and all that, like there's so much of Marshall we haven't got to explore.
He
Such a
needs it
compelling
more.
character. He's just I think Marshall, but both are a good choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo Charlie. I love both of them, and Nathan dying in the beginning of the series like blew my mind. But I'm gonna go with Marshall because I think Marshall has more room to grow, and the Radiant can help with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
I really don't know. I really like both of them for completely different reasons. I think both. I think that's the answer. I think I want to see how they both do. I think there's an idea maybe like if they both can, because now that we've seen that different people sync to the Radiant can access it, maybe they can both access the power at the same time. And if that's the case, can we have a Radiant Black on Earth and a Radiant Black in space?
You get it on weekends. I get it on Tuesdays, Thursdays. I get to fly to the game. Just
Joint custody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that would be really cool. But yeah, no, I really I don't know. I can't pick between the two. I love them both so much. I really don't have a preference. But based on what we've seen so far, if I could take the easy cop out answer, I'll just say Marshall because we've seen more of him. I'm more familiar with him, and I find him very interesting. Whereas like, yeah, Nathan at least he kind of left. Lockport and did something, whereas like Marshall, I kind of feel bad for him. He's stuck in this like shit like situation, and I feel like maybe he could change things around if he left Lockport and kind of explored more. But also he has attitude issues he has to work on.
Yeah. Also, I do want to mention, always love to see Marshall School of Business. I like to think that maybe what if Marshall never got the Radiant again or never became that again, and this is just like a possible future of him like doing a business school or something, like having people pitch their ideas as like projects. I think that'd be really cool to see Marshall in like academia or become kind of like established, like an establishment kind of guy later on. But yeah, really awesome School of Business by Melissa Flores. Katie Sawatsky, and of course Becca Carey killing it as a letterer. I always love to see these. My favorite backstories in comics, and I'll say it every time.
Yeah, no, that was such a welcome surprise. I even tweeted it and let Melissa know. I was like, yo, love this. So yeah, moving on to Radiant Red number 5. A quick summary of the book. I guess I want to say I really love this book, this issue, and I think it kind of changed the whole series, like my opinion of the whole series a little bit. It made me like it more. So yeah, this issue kind of won me over. And yeah, excited to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Radiant Red number 5. Obviously, last issue we got a big revelation, and in the previews we saw how cool it looked, the potential seeing a future where there's like two different Satomis. So yeah, the issue starts off with her chained up in that special armor of hers.
Yeah,
Same
that
situation
armor is
as last time.
looking real
Yeah,
clean.
It's so cool.
so cool. And yeah, she's just in the same situation as before. Shit's going downhill for her, and she's kind of in a tight spot because she has to deal with the whole situation with the you know the people she took the heist for, who are obviously out to blackmail her the whole time. Except now we've got another element here. But yeah, sorry, I should mention art by David Lafuente, writing by Cherish Chen, Mikel Muerto, colors, Diego Sanchez, letters, and Makabusudo editing and designing. And
Yeah,
yeah,
at this point, Satomi's like a cornered animal, right? Like everything she's cornered. She doesn't have anywhere to move with the Owen stuff that's stressful, and now like she's being cornered, and that's what when you corner an animal, you get bit, and that's a lot of what happened in this issue, and it was so dynamic. And yeah, Bash, I echo what your sentiments about this painting the way that I see this. It was a little slow, like planning the heist and revealing stuff, but there was definitely a payoff, and I think this has big implications going forward, and we'll get to it.
totally. And in the next page, I mean, if you've seen the preview pages, you've seen this, but after the reveal that Owen is here, and that kind of changes things for Satomi because she's in a real shit spot, they're letting her know that there's two choices that this can go. Either she's gonna be, option A, a widow, or option B, she's gonna be like a badass, always on the run, possibly in jail, whatever, working with them on heists. And then, she was seeing Satomi really struggle with this, and then she just agrees to be part of the crew because she knows that there's no out in the situation, which I think, all things considered, she made the most sensible decision here.
I
I don't know.
it wasn't
Killing
an easy
people-
decision either.
Killing people is pretty intense. Even if they're bastards, killing them is still like a.
We didn't even get there yet, though. That was the reveal next.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, full spoilers for this. I don't. Okay, so we're talking about this decision here. Okay.
Yeah, like where
I'll
she
let
fakes, because she's, as far as we know, she's faking them out, right? Like she's just like, yeah, totally. Like let's,
Okay, yeah. At this
Yeah.
point, no, but I do think yeah, she
I'm
might cross the
along.
line later.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. That's where we get, she agrees they're meeting for the next heist. She returns the armor, and that's where we realize actually there's a tiny part of it missing, and that tiny part of it was she poisoned them, and she killed literally every single person there to tie up all the loose ends. And that was a big moment. Like that was a holy shit moment for me because I was like, right? I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that. Like I don't know about you guys, but I really, really wasn't expecting
No,
that.
Killing-
this was epic for sure.
The Nathan stuff, putting him in the hospital, even when I thought she killed him, I don't think that put like a red letter around on her name for me. Like that didn't give her a scarlet letter. But this, I mean, this is, even though you guys are bastards, killing them, she just straight up kills them, even whether they're worthy. That's a big thing to do, to kill somebody. So I think this is really her Breaking Bad for me, in my opinion.
You said it earlier.
You see that one
she's-
panel, and she's literally like staring over. You just see the size of her. She just looks menacing as hell. Just looking down, like they're literally all like puking blood out. Just has no mercy for these people. Which
Exactly.
they are shitheads for sure. But like still.
What were you saying, Ali?
You said it earlier, Matt. She's like a cornered animal, and she just
Yeah.
went into fight or flight,
Yeah.
and she chose fight. She gave her two options, but she did what she thought was best for herself, even if it was very outlandish. And I'm not gonna say
Nice.
evil because they are evil people, but like, what else would you have done in that situation?
Yeah,
It's
like how
kinda
do you
crazy.
get out otherwise?
She's been pushed.
But
This didn't happen overnight. It's been a gradual push for her in
Definitely.
this situation. She's a teacher. She wants to help and be a beacon for the community. She's got a family. She is a good person. She's just been pushed. And I think, who am I to talk, really? If I was in these situations, if I had even the power like that, who knows what you would do if you could help your family or get out of a pit that's not even self-imposed. It's with someone she loves, with Owen, and she's not controlling it. So it's justified.
Totally. It still takes a certain level of like resolve to go through with this, and be confident enough to kind of keep your cool the whole time, shake their hands, knowing that you're killing them. Like it's a pretty cool character defining moment for Satomi that I think we'll remember for a long time.
Totally. And just the way that honestly gorgeous artwork by La Fuente, where she's looking over all of them, and she just looks really menacing. Like you guys said, it's honestly scary.
Like the guy's literally like puking on top of the other guy. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh.
It was so
Don't
jarring to
fuck with
see.
Satomi.
It was so jarring to see Owen in this situation because the worlds have been so different, and like it's like Seinfeld style, like the two worlds are colliding now, and it's so when you see that in the real world, it's similar in Breaking Bad when those worlds collide. You're like, holy shit, like the jig is up, and like now the stakes are here.
Yeah.
Like even though he's a piece of shit, like it's like, is he gonna die right here? Like it was intense.
Right, and I honestly felt for Owen. I was really hoping that he wouldn't die and that he would make it because, he kind of went through a mini redemption, and he was very, I don't know, he tried hard, so I kind of feel for him here, even though, so I guess props to Cherish for making me feel for this character who's a big piece of shit, to be honest.
And it was a mature wrap up for their story. Not that I'm going to jump onto it, but I think that the way they ended it was a mature thing, and it didn't have to end in bloodshed. It's like, hey, and you get it. Like people fall, you fall in love, you get in these relationships, and people kind of change you. The people you keep in your life, affect you in positive and negative ways. And it started from love, and it just kind of like was bad. And you don't, people get in these relationships. People I love have been in like long term relationships that haven't worked out and stuff like that. And it doesn't make them bad people. It just means you never know when to get off certain rides.
Gets to a point where it's unhealthy. You just don't know where to let it go, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a good point for sure. But I love this fight too. This is some awesome art. Like this is definitely for me some of the top notch art for me of this series for sure in particular.
Right, yeah. And yeah, so we just go home, and my God, the intensity it doesn't let, because she gets back home and we see that fucking Shift has got Owen just tied up in the chair, like, hostage. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of brutal. This was a lot to take in. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it just kept getting more and more intense, and like it literally just never took its foot off the pedal, and it's just no, this was just like a nonstop issue, but it just like it was so uncomfortable. You walk in, you're like, oh, like she just cannot catch a break, but it's just yeah, crazy stuff.
The thing I loved about this issue is that it made me feel so many different like mixed emotions. Like you start with being kind of scared and upset for Satomi and Owen and the situation they're put in, and then you get the menacing reveal of Satomi, and then you get here and you start feeling sorry for Owen and scared for him because he's about to fucking die. And just one quick point I want to make. How do you guys feel about Shift kind of liking Satomi? Like I mean, it makes sense with who he is and how she's been acting recently, but like you said, it's pretty fucking creepy, and it works because that's kind of like her actions are something that he would approve of, and it's just
there's
a
another
really
layer to
interesting
that
dynamic.
with
Yeah,
Shift. We've seen this isn't his only the only apple of his eye. We've seen he's actually got like, I don't know if it's a girlfriend, but he's dating another character we know, not to spoil Shift for anyone that hasn't read it. So yeah, so that's another thing that adds another layer to this with this like cool world building we've been doing with Shift. But yeah, I think you're right. Who knows? Those two, I think that they might be a little bit more alike than they think, because Satomi's had to do a lot to survive too, right? Like he said she's not innocent and all this kind of stuff. So he makes good points, and I think deep down she'd never admit it, but she's done less shady stuff, not including this, but they're a lot more alike than she'd like to admit, I think.
And that panel after she kicks him through the wall, like when he's about to slice Owen's head off, and the panel she kicks him off the wall, and
That's
she's just like in that
incredible.
battle ready position. That's a dope ass panel.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Really dynamic. What you mentioned earlier, Ollie, like this issue I said episode because it feels like a movie. It felt like Breaking Bad. It made you feel a bevy of emotions and stuff like that, and that's a tribute to any good piece of art. It can evoke that much. And these are positive emotions like fear, and like the best stuff that I love the most makes me feel like miserable and afraid and suffer, like Cuphead or like these like The Walking Dead.
Ice Cream Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what about that page though? That double spread page where they're fighting all over the house and they smash through the house, big arms out, everything. That's honestly that's probably my favorite piece of art from the entire miniseries. It's just so beautiful, so badass.
Yeah, LaFuente killed it this issue.
Yeah.
I really dig this one.
Yeah, LaFuente turned it around for me. On like my opinion on this issue, I appreciated his art a lot more, and it's kind of grown on me. So yeah, I dig it. I know what Eduardo meant now with the huge fist. Like even Shift in that panel, his fists are huge. I love the way he draws the blurring of the sword. It looks so cool, so badass, and I love how emotive Satomi's face is in that double page spread, even when she's tying
She's
Like, it's really-
intense. She's like, I'll beat your
Yeah.
ass, and the hand looks amazing. Like it looks tough as hell. Like
Yeah.
you can
You
get
know,
some
I was-
pistons going.
Dude, that stab was badass. Like through
Oh,
the
yeah.
heart.
Yeah,
through the
that
chest.
page
Oh.
that page turn was shocking for sure. Like it was,
Except
Wow.
now I know she can survive stab wounds after we saw
Yeah,
double.
it's not the
No,
first time
no,
she's
we
got
knew that.
stabbed,
Yeah, she
Yeah,
double 001 stabbed her through the chest.
Still intense, but I'm like, oh yeah, she good. She good.
Yeah.
She's strong. That's why I think she works as a villain because I think she could take the other 3 Radiants at least if they weren't planning for it. It's like she's a beast.
Oh yeah, she is a beast, and that's the thing where I want to get to the end before I bring it up. But yeah, next page we see the fight continue. She grabs fucking Shift.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks out all the power and then goes, Hulkbuster
Big
form.
Hero 6 mode.
Yeah. And just
Right.
smashes his ass down with the whole house collapsing on him. She just keeps on going with her Kamala arms and just beats the shit out of Shift. And
Would that charge the hell out of him though? Would he not be like super charged up after that?
I have no idea. It might just be that Radiant Black charges him because of
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
that-
Radiant Reds. Yeah. So
True.
yeah, I love Owen in the background. He's like, "Holy shit, Satomi, we need to go. People will be here any minute." So then
yeah.
she just like slims back down into a Satomi, like normal Satomi, or down from the Hulkbuster Satomi. And I love this whole like stern conversation with Owen at the end. Like it's not the happily ever after. It's more realistic. Like this is the trial. This
It's
is the
mature.
thing. Yep, and it's classic Satomi, which we see in the next page where she hands him the ring, right? And
It's not malicious, you know?
No, it's mature. It's evolution on both their parts as well. Maturity for Owen to accept it so gracefully and to be understanding on both their parts, and then maturity on Satomi for giving it to him bare. No sugarcoating, nothing. And this is where I think the story gets really interesting for me. So I figured she would just run away and let the whole thing sort it out, but instead she goes to the Lockport Voice and.
Not just that, before we go there, the Burnett's are getting some Skrilla too. He's giving some money to the Burnett's. So I don't know.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So maybe Papa Burnett got some money, didn't tell anybody, and is paying out the credit. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe, who knows?
This is what makes us think that the timeline was before Radiant
Nathan
Black.
woke up.
Yeah, because of the money and all the gesture and everything. It makes us think like, okay, there's a plus last issue. If you look, I noticed this is on the phone screen of Satomi and Reading Red #4. It says it's May, and then in the tweet for the NFT in the Radiant Black issue a few issues ago, it says it's October. So assuming it's the same year, that means Radiant Red is a few months behind.
Plus, we saw her see him on the bed,
Yeah.
and we know that the these little excursions and the heist preparation didn't take that long, and he's still in a coma.
I think, didn't Basuto say at one point it's not 2022 yet in the book? So if that's the case, I think it would confirm that they're in the same year, that happened in 2021. So
yeah, the Lockport Voice page on the bottom right, I really like that drawing of Satomi. I like that render with her in the scarf and the.
Oh yeah, no, very cool. I like how her aesthetic here looks so much better. She's embracing herself. It looks like more embracing.
She's getting ready for her I am Iron Man moment. She doesn't even need Burger King.
Yeah, and that's when she just steps into the bank. The police headquarters, and she says that she was the one. She wants to talk to the officers working on the bank robbers, like Chicago bank robberies, and that her name is Satomi Sone, and she's Radiant Red. And yeah, like you said, it's the Iron Man moment. I actually think that this is not gonna lead to her going to jail. I actually think the cops are gonna use her somehow to work with her, because it's like you guys saw the immediate impulse from Peters and Mills was that they should work with Radiant Black, but they wanted Nathan. They didn't want Marshall. I think once they see maybe how I'm assuming the immediate like impulsive action will be obviously to press charges against her, get her arrested.
Nathan waking up will turn the tide, I think.
Well, not just that, but
kill him.
Once they go through the footage and they realize how resourceful she was, I bet they could put her powers to good use. And the fact that she turned herself in suggests some sort of character change. So I think there's more. Obviously, there's more to Satomi, but obviously we also get the amazing Scarlet last letter from Cherish, and it's a really nice heartfelt letter. So check that out. And writes lots of gratitude from her to everyone, the readers, the people she's worked with. Really well done. So props to Cherish for just an amazing book all around.
Amazing issue, and the last issue leaves you wanting more, like big time. Now I want to see where she goes from here. I'm incredibly interested.
Well, you're in luck because it says right before the end, it says Radiant Red will return. So I'm hoping, and I'm assuming
the Kang Dynasty. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm assuming this means that this is going to be what do you call it? Another mini-series or an ongoing, or that she's going to be back in Radiant Black. Either way, we are going to get more Radiant Red.
Yeah. Yeah, no, can't
Hopefully
wait.
sooner than later.
I love these miniseries just to add, and this is why I can't wait for the pink one, just to add these little aspects of the characters that we didn't know, and it just adds to even the rereads, going back and knowing things you didn't know about the characters before, just makes everything a little more special.
Here's my prediction: the 5 or the 6 are getting their ass kicked, and at the end of the issue, they go, "Hey, could you help us?" And it's Radiant Red. But then we find out that we think she's going to join, but she's a double agent. She's working for the cops, and that's where she's been. And we kind of get that backstory. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Okay,
That's
all right.
just one thought.
All I'm
Like-
hoping
I like
is that in Radiant or in Supermassive 2, that the other Radiants are part of it. I just hope that.
Would be
I would
sick.
hope so. Would you say, or did they say if Supermassive 2 is before or after Catalyst? Catalyst
No,
4?
they didn't say. I'm assuming it might be after, but I really don't know. So no, it's all conjecture at this point.
All right. Just
I'm
one last thing
excited.
I want to say about this issue is that I really appreciate the fact that they had Satomi out of her helmet almost the whole issue, because you really got to see like everything that she's feeling, and it was very expressive. It really helped with the intense emotions that she was going through, and it was really much more immersive, because for the most part, when Radiants are like fighting or doing Radiant shit, they're wearing their helmets. But for I don't know if it was La Fuente that decided this or Cherish, but it was a really good decision. It made a huge difference for me.
Totally. I'm honestly, like I said, this issue turned around the whole series for me. Up until like 4, I thought it was an 8. After this, I'd say it was more like an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great series all around. I recommend it, obviously, and I'm looking forward to more Radiant Red in the future. I'm excited to see more about, learn more about Satomi, see what happens after this. And if this is any indication of the quality of future miniseries, then this is a good thing, because I can't wait for the inevitable Radiant Yellow miniseries announcement and how good that's going to be. And of course, Radiant Pink, because Radiant Pink, like, I feel like, yeah, we've seen her a little bit more, but we still barely know about her. So I'm excited for more
Yeah, I'm
about.
excited.
Yeah.
I'd give this an 8 as well. I think that it was a great finale, and I think they tied the threads together super well. And in retrospect, in a reread, the series is going to pop even more, knowing that we're building to like something super intense. And the way that the story's going, I can't wait to see where we go next. So, kudos to Cherish and La Fuente and Becca lettered this, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and Basudal, I think they all killed it, and it's another epic addition. It's a great addition to the pantheon there, and I'm looking forward to buying the first volume with the 7 issues, including Radiant Black 6.
You know, it was a good read or a good book when it's over and you're upset that it's over, and it leaves you wanting more.
Oh, wait, my mistake. Diego Sanchez did the letters for this book.
Jesus Christ. No, but yeah.
I think
Good
he
job,
did the
Diego.
letters for number 16 too, Radiant
Yep.
Black 16, right? I don't think
Yep.
it was Becca this time.
Big week.
Yeah.
Nope.
Big week for him. Maybe
Yeah.
Becca's on vacation.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Becca has that new book coming out about the women fighting and stuff that I read the preview. It looks really good. So yeah, I can't wait to
Cool.
read that book. Yeah, check that out. I think let me just look it up what it's called real quick. It's called I just saw the preview. Yeah, with the image. It's called, what is it called? Let me find it. Golden Rage, and the preview says, in a world where older women who've been deemed useless in society are abandoned on an island, Golden Rage documents their golden years of making friends, baking dessert, and fighting to the death. It just sounds so good. It's just like
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to read that. So yeah, can't wait.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to more from Becca Carey, of course. Awesome Massiveverse what do you call it, display this week. We're gonna save Rogue Sun for later on, hopefully with Ryan Parrott. If not, then who knows? And yeah, anything else you guys want to add before we close this off?
I haven't been writing much, but check out my poetry Insta at All That I Thought. I'm workshopping a poem about how I'm a grilled cheese right now, and since it's summer, I'm being lazy. It might be out in September. No, but yeah, it might be out sooner. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. And you guys are rocking the Firepower podcast, right? Didn't you just drop the 3rd episode just yesterday or a couple days ago?
Yeah, check out the Firepower podcast where we talk Firepower Image comic series about kung fu, adventure, family, all that good stuff. And if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. Yeah, right.
If you like our
And-
tastes, and we all recommend it, it's an awesome series. You haven't checked it out, and you're looking for something to, fill a niche. It's fantastic.
You like Robert Kirkman, right? Robert Kirkman, Chris Sam, the artwork can't go wrong. Matt Wilson colors, who just won an Eisner, by the way. Russ Wooten letters, who's lettered pretty much all of Kirkman's books, including Oblivion Song, Walking Dead, Ever Invisible, everything that you guys love. So check it out. Highly recommend. And yeah, obviously follow Radiant Black Podcast at Radiant Black Pod on Twitter and on Instagram. We we come communicate with us on social media, talk to us, let us know about everything. Come check out the community events that we're hosting soon. Like we said, Trivia Night's coming very, very soon. And in case I didn't mention it earlier, Trivia Night's going to be different this time around. We're going to do 2 Trivia Nights. The first one's going to be us, me hosting, and the guys competing, answering some tough questions about Radiant Black in the Massiveverse. And the second one is going to be pretty much the same thing we did last time, last trivia. Last year, where we invited everybody to participate, and there's going to be a winner with the giveaway, and the giveaway prizes were mentioned earlier. So there's that to look forward to. All times will be announced in the future. Don't worry, we'll keep you in the loop. And yeah, everyone, thanks. Stay radiant.